Your new build lawn can die even when you water it twice a day. That is the new build lawn trap nobody puts on the estate brochure. So they lifted a corner of the turf, bricks, lumps of hardcore, builder's rubbish. I am Mikkel, I drive buses in Belfast, and today we take on UK new build garden compaction. The lawn that garden watering cannot save, because the problem was never the water, and it was never you. It's never you. Let me tell you the whole story. A gardener on the UK forums moves into a new build house. Fresh turf goes down, and for a few weeks it looks lovely. Then it starts to die. So they do the responsible thing. They water it twice a day, every single day. It keeps dying. They post the photos and ask what they are doing wrong. 721 people upvote the plea, and over 100 comments pile in. And the advice is strange. Nobody says water it more. Nobody argues about sprinkler timings. The comments say, lift it. Lift a corner of the turf and look at what it is sitting on. So they do. Under that dying lawn there is no bed of soil. There is a thin soil-colored skim. And under the skim, bricks, broken blocks, crushed hardcore, the leftovers of a building site. Another gardener on the same forum, same problem, put it best. The turf has just been plonked on top of hardcore and general builders' rubbish. Plonked. Now hold on to what this actually proves. That lawn died while being watered twice a day, so whatever killed it, it was not thirst. And if thirst was not the problem, water was never going to be the answer. Today's whole episode lives under that square of turf. And before we are done, I will give you a 15-minute test that tells you exactly what is under yours. Here is why this keeps happening. While an estate is being built, your garden is not a garden. It is a builder's yard. Heavy machines roll over it for months, and the ground under their tracks gets packed down hard, like a road base. Leftover brick, block, and concrete get crushed into it because carting rubble away costs money, and burying it costs nothing. Then, when the houses are nearly sold, a thin skim of topsoil goes over the top, and the turf goes over that. For a few weeks it photographs beautifully. The show home lawn always does. But grass cannot root into a photograph. On the UK forums, this is a running joke by now. New build garden is practically its own category of post. One gardener watched brand new turf go from fresh green to dead in 4 weeks. 4 weeks. That is not bad luck, and it is not bad watering. That is a pattern. I see it from the driver's seat too. There is a new estate on one of my routes, and the front gardens all tell the same story in the same order. Green in April, patchy by June, straw by August, same turf, same weather, same hose pipes out every evening. The difference between those lawns and the older gardens down the road is not effort, it is what got buried. So what does a buried road base do to a lawn? Two opposite things, and that is the cruelty of it. Think back to term 1. A pot is a small water tank with a big evaporating surface. A thin skim of soil over hardcore is the same physics, stretched flat. Your lawn is living in a pot the size of the garden, and a shallow one. In July, that shallow tank empties in hours. The roots would happily chase the water downwards, but there is no downwards. The pan below is packed too hard to grow through, so the grass spends its whole life in the top few centimeters, right where the sun hits hardest. That is killer number 1. The bake. Now January. Rain lands, sinks through the skim, hits the pan, and stops. Term 1 again. Gravel in a pot creates a perched water table. This is the same trick at garden scale. Water sits in the root zone for weeks and pushes the air out of the soil. Roots need air as much as they need water, so they start to drown. And a drowning lawn looks thirsty. It wilts, it yellows, it thins. So you reach for the hose pipe and you make the wet half of the problem worse. And no, this is not the good kind of brown. A mature lawn browning in August is resting. A first summer lawn browning on rubble is leaving. one lawn, two opposite killers, baked in July, drowned in January. Both extremes in one garden. That is the signature of a structure problem wearing a drought costume. So how do you find out what is under your grass? Not with an app, with a spade and 15 minutes. Pick the worst patch, the bit that dies first every summer. Cut a square of turf about a spade's width and lift it. Now dig a full spade's depth and read the hole. You are reading three things. First, depth. How far does the dark, crumbly soil go before you hit something pale, packed, or solid? If the good stuff runs out after a thin skim, that is not a bed, that is a rug. Second, contents. Brick, block, concrete, plastic. If your hole looks like a builder's skip in miniature, there is your answer. Third, smell. Healthy soil smells sweet, like a woodland floor after rain. A sour, stagnant smell means water has been sitting there without air. Your roots have been sitting in it too. Then one last test before the turf goes back. Fill the hole with water and walk away. Come back the next day, drained, and your ground can breathe. Still holding water a day or two later, and you have found the pan. That is the whole diagnosis. 15 minutes with a spade beats a whole summer of guessing, and it costs you nothing but one square of tired turf. Let us make the lesson bigger than lawns, because it travels. Every driver in Belfast knows a street that gets patched every winter and breaks up again every spring. They keep resurfacing it and it keeps failing, because the fault was never in the surface. It is in the base underneath. Gardens have those streets too, and watering them harder is just laying more tarmac. So here is the list I would pin to the fence of every new estate. Problems watering cannot solve. Turf laid over buried rubble. A compacted pan hiding under a thin skim of soil. Ground that holds puddles for days after the rain has stopped. Roots rotting in airless, waterlogged soil. Point a hose pipe at any of those and you get the same dying garden, plus a bigger water bill, plus rot. But here's the thing, the spade test cuts both ways, and this is the good news. If you dig your hole and find deep, dark, sweet-smelling soil that drains overnight, then your ground is innocent. Your problem really is a watering problem, and everything from term 1 still applies. Check the root zone, water deep and rare, and it will come right. The spade does not just accuse, it acquits. So your hole is full of bricks. What now? The honest answer is graft. But less graft than you fear, because you only fix structure once. For a small area, the worst patch of lawn or one new bed, do it properly. Lift the turf, pull out the worst of the rubble, drive a garden fork deep into the pan and lean back again and again to crack it open and let the air return. Then feed it organic matter, compost, rotted manure, leaf mold, whatever you can get in bulk. Not sand, by the way. Term 1 covered that myth. A little sand usually makes heavy ground worse, and organic matter is what actually rebuilds structure. Then relay or reseed, and this time the roots have somewhere to go. For a whole garden that turns out to be landfill with a lawn on it, be practical. You do not have to dig out the lot. Raised beds sit on top of bad ground and let you bring in decent soil above it. Pick your battles. Fix the ground you eat from and build over the rest, and take heart. Go and read the big garden makeover posts on the UK forums, the ones with thousands of upvotes. Look at how they start. Again and again, photo 1 is a dead new build lawn. Every one of those gardens began exactly where yours is now. This is fixable. It is just not fixable with a hose pipe. One more honest thing, and it is about kit. This is the one episode where I tell you not to reach for my favorite gadget first. No timer on earth fixes what is under your turf. If your spade found rubble, spend your money on a skit before you spend it on electronics. Where the kit earns its keep is after the rebuild. Last week's rule still stands. New turf and fresh seed must never dry out while they establish. And that means weeks of relentless, boring, daily watering. That is exactly the job I hand to the Johgee 4-zone timer on my own tap. The rebuilt patch gets its own zone and its own gentle daily schedule, while the established beds stay on their deep and rare routine. 4 zones, 4 different recoveries, 1 tap. And if you are not rebuilding anything, a 9-pound mechanical timer will do you fine.